Have you met Andrea, the elf Andrea? She visited our club few weeks before, or I think just before Christmas. Well, she has a quiz for all of you, and I'm the messenger. Here you go. The question goes, do you know what is the ratio between trees and humans on planet Earth? Please, no cheating, no asking Uncle Google. Write your answers in the in the comments, and for your prizes, contact the elf. I'm just the messenger. I'm Andreea Munteanu, and tonight, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests, I would like to share with you the speech on the wisdoms of trees. If you allow me, I would like to share my screen with you. Let me know if you can see. Can you see that? Thumbs up. Thank you very much. The wisdom of trees. Oh, how much I love the trees. Trees are my friends. They've always been, sometimes even my confidant. Some time ago, when life diverted me to Canada, everything was new, everything was exciting at the beginning. After a while, I started feeling sad. I was missing my family. I found myself alone, and I didn't have any friends. Fate had it that while one day walking in the parks of Mississauga, I came across this guy. I made my first friend. I call him Little Redwood, not to be confused with the Little Red Riding Hood. Redwoods, that was a surprise because redwoods belong typically to the Pacific coast and to warmer climates. Yet here he was, on the other side of the continent, away from his family, alone, on a dumping ground. When I read its story, I saw myself in it, away from the family, alone, without friends. What I've learned from it is resilience. That was my first lesson from my friends, the trees. Despite all the obstacles in its way, he managed to strive, and look at him, how beautiful he grew. He was my friend, he gave me company. He even allowed me to draw him sometimes, give me some hugs occasionally, and I kind of miss him. Don't worry, when I moved to Calgary, I did not abandon him. I let him in the competent hands, or better said, branches, of a maple tree. How beautiful they are, thriving in the sun. No, the life of trees, easier than ours, isn't it? Moving on to the second lesson I've learned from trees. Do you remember a couple of weeks ago, Alex's table topics and his skillful questions that had me talking about my fear of heights? There you have it, people, Capilano. What a better place than this magnificent one, 70 meters above the ground on a swinging bridge, to discover that I am afraid of heights. Afraid, like, you know, when they say this is a breathtaking view, well, that was not the reason I wasn't able to breathe. What helped me, and what I missed to share with you last time, was my fear of the way I overcame my fear of heights. The trees helped. In Capilano, speaking of bridges, there were these bridges up at the 30 meters above the ground, shorter bridges, not so scary as Rocio's. This is like a happier diversion from that story. In here, there were not as many people, so I could take my time and walk slowly, stopping at each tree post, taking picture, breathing in, trying to calm my heart. I was trying to overcome my fear by just trying to be present in the moment, enjoying the views and the greeneries in front of me. And it worked. At times, I just closed my eyes and I could hear the trees whispering, "We are here for you. We've got you. You are safe. Keep going." And I kept going. one step in front of the other. I ended up finishing that trail of around 140 meters, that high up in the trees. And I finished it less fearful than when I started. That's a day I will always remember, because what greater pleasure in life to have than when you overcome your fears. And that was a biggie. Here you go. On that trail, on those bridges, I even had the time to stop taking some pictures. I'm not sure if that's a less fearful smile, but it was a little bit more confident. There you have it. Resilience and facing your fears. Those are the two lessons I've learned from my friends, the trees. And I think those are two lessons and two reminders for us, for all of us, those masters, to just show up every Tuesday evening, showing up, stepping out of our comfort zones, sharing and supporting one another to become our best. That is the wisdom of the trees. Did you know that the trees talk to one another? Yes, I know. Do not think that I'm crazy. I know I told you the trees talk to me. And if you cannot hear them, you have a lot to miss. But they do talk to one another as well. More on that next speech. For now, allow me to share with you the correct answer to the quiz of our elf. The right ratio is 400. There are 400 trees for each human on Earth, and so many more lessons to be learned. Now, next time when you are out for a walk, open your hearts, listen to what the trees have to tell you, and believe me, you are not going to regret it. In the words of E.B. White, always be on the lookout for the presence of wonder. Thank you very much, and back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.